Hello, all you beautiful people. If you're new, welcome to my channel. How about going down and hitting the subscribe button and ringing the bell so you don't miss any episodes? As for my fans and subscribers, welcome back. I really do appreciate the patronage. Today I'm going to be talking about Yahweh and the Underworld, particularly the Underworld gods and goddesses. Yahweh and the Underworld, Sheol, generally don't appear together in the Old Testament because meaningful belief in an afterlife did not exist in ancient Israel. I'm not sure, but I don't really think it exists now, especially with Orthodox Jews. I'll have to look that up. Mot, or death, is the supreme god of the underworld in Ugaritic mythology. Another deity is Rephaim, and divinized spirits of the dead are, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the word, but in the Old Testament it appears as Rephaim. In the Ugaritic Texts, Mot has a large throat which swallows people and sends them to the underworld. We find similar language in the Old Testament describing Sheol. Despite this, Sheol is not actually a person the way Mot is. This is similar to language used of Sheol in Isaiah 5:14. Therefore, Sheol has enlarged its throat and opened its mouth beyond measure, and down go her nobility and her multitude, her throng and the strength of her heart. Proverbs 1:12 refers to Sheol as swallowing people. An interesting ironic verse in connection to this is Isaiah 25:8 that says God will swallow up death forever. Elsewhere it is Mot or death that swallows. Although this can be interpreted literally, scholars can make a case for death being a metaphor for the exile. Isaiah 25:8 tells of Yahweh removing the reproach of his people, referring to the Jewish exile. The other comparable passage, Isaiah 26:19, uses death and resurrection imagery connected to Israel and refers to exile and restoration, not life after death. Isaiah 27:8 specifically refers to the exile and has co-opted imagery from Hosea 13:15, just as Isaiah 26:19 appropriated imagery from Hosea 13:14. Isaiah 26:19 needs to be read in light of Isaiah 27:8. An Old Testament expression that has a Ugaritic parallel involving Mot is Azmaweth, the personal name of several individuals, as well as a place name. This name is reminiscent of the phrase in the Ugaritic Texts, "For love is strong as death," meaning love is strong as Mot. Rephaim was worshipped widely in the ancient world, not only in Palestine and Syria, but in Egypt, North Africa, Cyprus, and Cilicia. We now understand that he is an underworld god, and his arrows bring plague and pestilence. He is also referred to as the sun goddess's gatekeeper because he guarded the entrance to the underworld when the sun went down. Many of these features are alluded to in the Old Testament. Habakkuk 3:5 says of Yahweh as one of his manifestations, quote, "Plague went before him, pestilence followed his steps," end quote. This is a clear allusion to Rephaim, because plague and pestilence are both personified and are referred to as accompagners of Yahweh. Of further interest, Psalm 78:49 alludes to Yahweh's destroying angels. In the Old Testament, Rephaim retains some of his mythology. It's possible that the destroying angels are an allusion to the sons of Rephaim. Job 5:7 refers directly to Rephaim. Quote, "For man is born to trouble, and the sons of Rephaim fly upwards." End quote. Eliphaz says this as part of his first speech. In this verse, Rephaim retains his mythology, while in other verses he is either halfway demythologized or all the way demythologized. Molech is portrayed in the Old Testament as accepting human sacrifice by fire. But is this true? Independent evidence indicates that Canaanites practiced child sacrifice, from Punic inscriptions to archaeological evidence, including ancient Egyptian depictions. Although we know that Molech is a Canaanite god, there have been questions as to his specific identity. Two Ugaritic serpent charms attest to this deity. In both, he is linked to the place name Ashtaroth and Transjordan, elsewhere in the Ugaritic texts associated with the Underworld. A few years ago, we discovered another Ugaritic text that pairs Molech and Rephaim. Further evidence of an underworld connection comes from Isaiah 57:9. Quote, "You journeyed to Molech with oil and multiplied your perfumes. You sent your envoys far off and sent down even to Sheol." End quote. A natural interpretation of this verse puts Molech's dwelling in Sheol. Another, albeit circumstantial, evidence for Molech as an underworld god comes from the Aramaic term Gehenna, literally Valley of Hinnom, which has been used to describe hell. Since fire rites were associated with this valley, which in turn has been associated with Molech, it would make sense for this term to apply specifically to a fiery underworld, or hell. The Old Testament uses the term Rephaim to refer to the shades of the dead. Apologies if I got the pronunciation wrong. This term also appears in Phoenician and Punic texts as referring to shades of the dead. In the Ugaritic texts, this term refers to the Deified Dead, specifically the royal dead. Since the Ugaritic texts show that the Rephaim is the Deified Dead, it's a bit odd that there are traces of this in the Old Testament. The verse often cited is 1 Samuel 28:13. Quote, "I see a God coming up out of the earth," end quote. This is when Saul consults a medium. There is also a less cited verse in the Old Testament to support the deification of the dead. Isaiah 8:19 states, quote, "Now if people say to you, consult the ghosts and the familiar spirits that chirp and mutter, should not a people consult their gods, the dead, on behalf of the living?" End quote. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this episode. If you wish to get in contact with me, the best way is Twitter, followed by email. I also have a new website, so go check that out. If you wish to support this channel, you may do so on my PayPal link. Also, if you would, please leave comments in the comment section. Not only do I love hearing from you, but it also triggers the YouTube algorithm. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, stay safe and goodbye.